Good evening and welcome to State of Business on Arc Television. I'm Tamiru Nimsa. Let's have a look at the headlines. United Petroleum Australia ventures into the petroleum market of Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka and Indonesia officially launches talks for a free trade agreement. News in detail. Power and Energy Minister Kanchana Wijesekara announced that United Petroleum of Australia has finalized an agreement with the Power and Energy Ministry to venture into petroleum retail operations in Sri Lanka. This announcement follows the recent signing of the agreement between the two parties. According to Minister Wijesekara, United Petroleum plans to sign the agreement with the Board of Investment and obtain the necessary license to operate by mid this year. The company is set to establish its presence through 150 fuel stations strategically located across the country, marking its entry as the third international player in the Sri Lankan petroleum market. Australia's United Petroleum is the third international company to enter into the Sri Lankan market, following into the footsteps of RM Park, Sinopec and IOC. The State Minister of Foreign Affairs of Sri Lanka, Tharaka Balasuriya, and Vice Minister of Trade of Indonesia, Jerry Sambuaga, officially launched negotiations for the Sri Lanka-Indonesia Preferential Trade Agreement. The announcement was made in a virtual meeting held recently. The ministers emphasized that this milestone marks a significant step towards a free trade agreement between the two nations. Both Sri Lanka and Indonesia are eager to enhance bilateral trade relations and secure meaningful market access through this proposed PTA. The ministers expressed optimism regarding the expeditious conduct of PTA negotiations and agreed to commence the first round of talks at the earliest mutually agreed date. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs was also able to finalize a similar preferential trade agreement connecting Sri Lanka with Thailand earlier this year. Human Rights Watch has urged the International Monetary Fund to intervene in Sri Lanka's legislative landscape amid concerns over proposed laws that could severely restrict civil society freedoms. In a letter to the IMF, HRW raised alarms over the Sri Lankan government's draft legislation, which could curtail fundamental freedoms crucial for good governance and anti-corruption efforts. The IMF's $3 billion bailout package to Sri Lanka faces jeopardy as concerns mount over laws like the Online Safety Act and the Anti-Terrorism Bill, which HRW argues contain broad and vague speech-related offences. HRW Deputy Asia Director Meenakshi Ganguly stressed that instead of addressing calls for change, the government is tightening its grip on dissent. The HRW notes that civil society participation is increasingly restricted in Sri Lanka due to limited transparency and broad application of counter-terrorism rules. HRW urged the IMF to intervene, calling on the Sri Lankan government to abandon the proposed NGO law, impose a moratorium on the Online Safety Act, and amend the Anti-Terrorism Bill to uphold human rights standards. Stay tuned. We will return after the short commercial break. Welcome back after the break. Ambassador of Japan to Sri Lanka, Mitsukoshi Hideaki, has signed a grant contract under the scheme of grant assistance for grassroots human security projects with Country Director of Adventist Development and Relief Agency, Matthew Whitty. Through the agreement, the government of Japan has allocated over $70,000 to the ADRA to enhance the primary school buildings at Minnan Tamil Vidyalaya in Nuwara. This project marks Japan's commitment to improving the welfare and human security of vulnerable communities in tea estates. Ambassador Mitsukoshi reiterated the importance of basic education in fostering a zest for life, affirming Japan's dedication to Sri Lanka's prosperity and stability. Commenting on the grant, Matthew Whitty expressed gratitude to the Embassy of Japan for their generosity. The project aims to renovate and expand Minna Tamil Vidyalaya, providing a secure and enriching learning environment for its 107 students, most of whom are children of tea estate workers. The Selin Foundation unveiled its flagship initiative, Bleed Good, aimed at combating period poverty and empowering women across Sri Lanka. The Bleed Good initiative was officially launched at the Bound by Blood event held at BMICH on the 14th of March. Founder of Selin, Sandra Vanduragala, emphasized the initiative's commitment to igniting tangible, lasting change in women's lives by providing access to menstrual hygiene products and essential education. At the heart of Bleed Good is the Celine reusable pad, manufactured to international quality standards, offering up to 2 years of menstrual hygiene solutions. This initiative not only addresses period poverty but also empowers rural artisan women within Celine's Fairtrade social enterprise fold. Director of the Celine Foundation, Selina Paris, highlighted the multifaceted nature of period poverty and the initiative's goal to build a community of support, resilience, and empowerment for women across Sri Lanka.
When I was a girl, we didn't have pads. I'm not ashamed to tell that. We used cloth, and my mother used to hit my head. Sometimes you have to boil it properly, otherwise you get into trouble, right? So later on, it occurred to me that this really can be a good thing where we can give women jobs and we weave the fabric and then we send it for stitching and then it will not pollute the environment and then it will also solve a social problem.
Boutiques in Sri Lanka, the leading advocate for boutique accommodation experiences, is set to host the annual B2B Luxury Connect Trade Fair on the 30th of April. A public awareness press conference on this regard was held in Colombo recently. According to the founder of Boutiques in Sri Lanka, Dhruvi Taragunasekara, over 200 small luxury properties will be showcased at the event. The event will also see participation from foreign travel agents from the UK, France, Germany, Dubai and India. This exclusive event offers a platform for weighted small luxury boutique hotels to exhibit their unique offerings to producers and operators specializing in boutique accommodations. Mosvold Boutique Hotels headlines the event as the main sponsor, supported by the esteemed co-sponsors including Amman, Malabar Hill, Arunya Nature Resorts and Spa, and JH Villa. Gunasekar emphasized the importance of bridging the gap between boutique property owners and tour operators, providing a platform for direct engagement and collaboration. Highlighting the significance of the small luxury accommodation sector, Gunasekara noted its commitment to local communities, sustainability, and offering authentic, immersive experiences.
I believe this is the first time that the tourist board actually got involved with this program. We see the value of this and we really appreciate what it is doing for what this program for the country would benefit from this.
Stay tuned for the stock update. Trading at Crumb Stock Exchange ended on negative notes today.
The all share price index dropped 44.54 points to close at 11,276.31 and the S&P SL20 dropped 27.46 points to close at 3,209.66. The turnover was 4 billion rupees and over 558 million shares were traded.
Up next are forex rates. That's all our news for today. For this and more, subscribe to our channel on YouTube and follow us on Facebook. Take care and good night.